And I was like, yo.
Hey, what's up everyone? I am back with another video. If you haven't noticed, I haven't been posting a lot recently. The last thing I posted was my tribute to my grandmother. That one was very special to me, so if you want to go check that out, please do so. But today, since everything has settled down a little bit, today I'm going to do a story time of my Ariana Grande concert experience. Woo! 10 tens all around the board. Let's get started. Okay, so if you don't know me, then you just don't know. But like, I love Ariana Grande. Ever since her first single came out, Put Your Hearts Up. You're a day one if you know Put Your Hearts. That was like her first single. Anyway, I've loved Ariana Grande since that time. And I've just been on this journey with her for a long time, and I've always wanted to go to a concert of hers. So she's released like 6 studio albums, I believe, and she goes on tour after every single one of her albums. And my friend Gabby, she would always invite, every time she went to a concert of hers, because she went to like every single one of her concerts. Every time she would go to a concert of hers, she would always like invite me, but I would never be able to go because it started in like 7th grade, and then she started going on tour when I was like in 8th grade. But I was never able to go just because I was still in school. I was super young, and Ariana never had tour dates in Virginia, so I would always like have to travel to go somewhere with someone else for a tour, and it was kind of like a little bit extra at the time. Last year, she was going on tour, and I promised myself, I was like, I'm going to an Ariana Grande concert, and it'll be this concert because who knows when she's gonna release another one. And so the first leg of her tour, and if you don't know what a leg of a tour is, it's basically different stages of the tour. So basically her first leg was her US tour dates, and then her second leg was the overseas dates. And I wasn't going overseas to see her in concert, unfortunately, and my friend actually had invited me to the first leg of the concert, my friend Gabby. And at the time, I was still a senior in high school, like testing was coming up, and I believe it was on a weekday, so I was like already like, nah. And the tickets that she got were like kind of pricey, so I was like, no, I think I'll pass. I was really hurt about it, honestly. I was so upset. But I kind of just like dealt with it internally, and then one day I realized she was going on the second half of her tour, which was going overseas, and I was just really sad. I was like, I'm never gonna see Ariana in concert. This is so sad. And as soon as I said that, like maybe a few days later, she posted that she was gonna have a third leg of her Sweetener World Tour, and I was on the floor. I was like, oh my gosh. I ran upstairs and told my mom, I was like, I'm going to this concert. That's it. I'm going to the concert. So she released the tour dates and the cities that she was going to. And she happened to be coming to Charlottesville, Virginia. And she has never had a concert date in Virginia before. And I was so ecstatic. I was so happy. And I found out this news in like June of 2019. So as soon as the tickets went on sale, I texted my friend Gabby. I was like, are you willing to go again? Like, can you go with me? Like, let's go. And so we bought our tickets like 2 weeks after she announced that she was having another leg. So we bought our tickets in July, and the tour date wasn't until November. So we bought our tickets like 5 months in advance. But I didn't care. As long as I had secured my ticket, I was good. And I knew since it was going to be in Charlottesville, at the time I was going to VCU. So I was going to be in Richmond, and Richmond is only like an hour and some change away from Charlottesville. So I was really, really excited. So me and my friend, we're like so excited for the concert. We're getting ready. Like we were counting down. Like we were counting down because like what else could you do? Like we bought them so early. And then we made arrangements to get there with my friend from high school who I played field hockey with. She was gracious enough to give us a ride to Charlottesville. So shout out to you, thank you. We actually have floor seats. We have floor seats. The day of the concert, me and my friend, we were just so excited. We left a little bit earlier in the day, like hours before the concert, because if you guys don't know, Charlottesville is where UVA is, University of Virginia, and I have a friend who goes there, and so she basically gave us a tour for like most of the day, and it was really a really beautiful campus. So shout out to Monsi, like Monsi, for giving us that tour. She was so nice during it all. Like we were like getting ready and stuff in her room. Anyway, we had a great time at UVA, and then the night came and I was like, Gabby, we are about to see Ariana Grande. I mean, she had already seen her like so many times, 4 or 5 times already, and this was my first time seeing her, and I was just so excited. And knowing that I had floor seats, so I was going to be really close to her, I was like, oh my god, this is not happening right now. And so we're walking to the arena, John Paul Jones Arena, I believe. We walked there since it wasn't that far, and we got there like two or an hour and a half before the show actually started. So me and my friend, we got our merch. I paid $40 for a shirt, a basic shirt that you see in the thumbnail, a basic shirt of her upside down and the tour dates on the back, but I don't care. I was like, it's for Ariana, let's do it. So I bought the shirt, and then I was so excited. I went to the ushers because they were like helping people find their seats, and I was just like, how do we get to the floor seats? And so she was like, oh, you just go down those stairs. And so we showed everyone our tickets or whatever. We get on the concrete floor, and I'm like, Gabby, we're on the floor. Like, we are so close to her. Like, we're on the floor. And she's like, I know. And even though she had been to her concert so many times, she had never been that close. So it was also like a new experience for my friend as well for me. So yeah, we're waiting, and I looked down at my phone because it was like maybe 30 minutes before the show was about to start. I looked down at my phone, and I had 20%. You don't even know how unexplainably upset I was, because at the time I had an iPhone 6s, and oh my gosh, I just got updated. But like, if you know anything about iPhones, like the battery life as newer generations come out is trash, and it was absolutely, I was so upset. And I also brought a portable charger with me, which was the funny thing, but I thought they wouldn't let me in with it because it is kind of heavy duty. And at Ariana Grande's concerts, like, she had a bombing previously at one of her concerts, so they're really strict on what you can and can't bring in. And so I was just like, they're not gonna let me take that in, so I didn't bring it. And I looked down at my phone, I was on 20%, y'all. I was so sad. I couldn't get on Snapchat, I couldn't do anything. I texted my mom right before, and even that like took me down. So we're waiting, we're just jamming at this moment, we're taking pictures, we're seeing like the stadium fill up. We were in row either H or I, and it was alphabetized, so A to I is not that far, and so we were so close to the stage. Then her opening act comes on, who is Social House. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record any of their performance because I was not losing any battery to them. I'm sorry. They have really good music I had never heard before, but they're great, and I just couldn't record any of that. So I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna record Social House. But as soon as Ariana hit that stage, I pulled my phone out. It was on 7% at this point, but I was dedicated. and I could only record up to like a minute or less of like each of her songs because I had no storage. I was literally going through my phone as she was singing, like deleting stuff that I really didn't need. I was very, very frantic at that concert, and it was everything I've ever wanted. It was just so amazing, an amazing experience aside from my stupid technology. Also, during our tour, she surprised everyone with her Christmas EP. So like she has a Christmas EP that came out in like 2013, and I've loved it ever since it came out. I love Christmas. I love Christmas so much, and so for her to sing those songs, I was so excited.
How many of y'all know what Christmas in show? What's that?
I like, oh my gosh, it was so, I don't know, I can't even explain it. I get so excited talking about it. I'm kind of like speechless. I don't even know what to say. It was just such a fun experience. Me and my friend also got a chance to see her mom, Joan Grande, and one of her backup dancers, who's also one of her choreographers, Scott, and it was just insane. We got videos of them. I will actually be inserting clips throughout this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. But we were so close to that stage. She was so close to us, and that's all I cared about. I was like, oh my gosh. Like the first time she walked by, I was like, oh my gosh, she's right there. I was screaming, and those videos are terrible, but I'm still gonna put them in there, and I'm gonna add my friends in there because some of mine are a little bit embarrassing to watch. So there's that. And also she sang for like almost 3 hours, bro. She sang for 3 hours, and I was so excited because the year before, like 2018, I went to go see Chris Brown in concert. I bought tickets for my mom because my mom really loves her, the singer, her, and she was an opening act for Chris Brown. And so we were stuck in traffic for like 3 hours, so we actually missed her, and we got there right when Chris Brown was on stage. And so as he was on stage, I was like jamming. I was like, at least I get to see Chris Brown. I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan, but I'm a fan. I know a lot of his songs. He literally was on stage for like 30 minutes to an hour, and I was so upset. I don't even know if it was an hour. It was like literally 30 minutes. I'm not even kidding. I was so upset. Oh yeah, and then he also said, get home safe, Virginia, after that 30 minutes. And I was like, aren't you from here? And that's all you have to say, and you didn't do any type of special stuff for us. Like, you were like, he dipped, bro, he dipped. And I was like, okay, whatever. But that just like disappointed me so much. I didn't want my experience with Ariana to be like that because I just admire her so much. So if that were to happen, I would be so heartbroken. But luckily it didn't. She performed 2 albums, like 2 of her last albums, and an EP. So it was 3 hours long, and I was 3 hours in heaven. That's literally it. Oh yeah, and also like Scooter, her manager, was in the arena giving people pit seats who like had kind of like higher up seats. And pit seats are just the seats that are like kind of in the stage, so like you get to be extra close. And we just got to see so many people going to the pit because they were given like these good tickets. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish we were out there so we can get tickets to and see Scooter Braun. Like, who wouldn't want to see Scooter Braun? Anyway, I just had so much fun. After the concert, my voice was like non-existent, and we were so tired from screaming. And like, oh, when she hit those high notes, baby, I was done. I was like, what? But I had the best time ever. And surprisingly, my phone stayed on like like 1% for a really long time. It went from 20% to 7% to 1%. And I was okay with that. At least I got to record the entire concert, but in like little fragments. So it was fine. I had the best time ever. And if you want to go to a concert, just go to Ariana's because she's such a beautiful vocalist. She like works so hard to please her fans, and also during our concert she was sick, and so for her to like push through that and persevere and still do what she did, like it was amazing. That's why I look up to her. That's why I love her so much. And also, since we were on the floor during her 7 Rings number, she has like pink money guns, and she like spits out pink money, and they're Toulouse dollars. They say 7 rings on the back, and then there's Toulouse right there on the front. Honestly, I'm still in post-concert depression. Like, that's me right now. I'm on TikTok all the time. My feed is just basically Ariana Grande concert, and I love reliving it because, hey, like, why not? Anyway, if you like that video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions for me, leave them down below. Also, I'll be posting more frequently since my life is settling a little bit more, settling down. A lot of things are going on, but anyway, I will see you guys and talk to you guys later. Love you, bye.
Getting a little cold, you know. But you know what they say. Oh no, what does it say? It says, I want it, I got it. That's cute.